Hi. Before we get into this Mitcham Common painting, I just want to show you this. It's an acrylic painting I did on hardboard a couple of years ago. Just a lonely figure walking on Headley Heath, great big oak tree, distance. Just an example of the sort of thing I like doing in oils and acrylic. Right, okay, now all the colours I'm using are Cotsman watercolour. They're Winsor & Newton, they're student quality, and they're pretty good for what we use them for. They're not as saturated with colour as artist quality, except the two reds are. The light red and alizarin crimson are very, very strong colours and contain a lot of pigment, but the others are fairly weak, but they're fine. I'm using a 2-inch brush, 2-inch hake, and a rigger. The photograph shows a clump of trunks of a willow tree, I believe. You can only see a bit of it. The original photo is portrait. I don't know how it comes out on the recording. And here's the rising hill at the back is man-made, and I don't like it. I'm going to change that. It's a landfill, and I suppose it's a good way of getting rid of your rubbish. But the beauty of this common land, a very large area, was its flatness. But that's gone in part. It depends which way you look, but I don't like those hills. They're not natural. But however, what is natural is the water, because the water table is fairly high here, and the trees. And I'm going to put in some background. This was winter still, but I'll try and make it a bit more interesting by doing a sunset or dawn painting, a reddy sky. So I'm not doing any drawing on this. I'm just going to wet the paper with clean water all the way over with the hake. Also a good idea to have a piece of rag, piece of cloth. Stephen Cronin uses a tea towel. I'm too mean. I don't want to invoke the wrath of my wife by pinching her best tea towels and covering them with paint. But it's a good idea to be able to take the excess water off your brush, because the brush, as you know, holds a lot of water. Alright, there we go. So I'll blush in with a with a bit of red, bit of light red, bit of raw sienna, and lemon yellow. I'm getting some lemon yellow there in that red. All the way across. That's where the water is. So we want to show repeat the sky. Now when the paper's this sort of wet, you can take advantage of it, take liberties with it. But it's when it starts to dry we have the problems. I just had a dash of alizarin in there. If the water starts to congregate, just wipe over it. Right, now I'm going to put a bit of blue, a bit of ultramarine. Let's clean the palette. My palette's pretty dirty, but it doesn't matter. It's very easy to clean. So I'm using ultramarine, light red, fairly dry. Well, not too wet anyway. Just a little bit in here. These are sort of night clouds. Okay, as you can, I'll just take off the excess water at the bottom of the sheet. This is Fabriano, £130 weight from Art Discount. It's a good paper for practicing on. It doesn't compare with the paper like Arches, but then it's not meant to. This is a sort of, as far as I can see, this is a student weight with something like Arches French. It's very, very forgiving, and it's quite a rough surface, and it's great for dry brushing. Now I'm going to put in the distant. They're not really distant, but I'm going to create the impression. I think creating a mystery in painting is an art in itself, and I'm not really doing portraits of things here. I'm just doing an impression to please myself. So that's going to be my horizon, and we'll have. I'll make it slightly undulating, coming up the hill there, but I won't overdo it. Just so that it's a little more accurate than it might have otherwise have been. I'm using a bit of red in this bluey mix. I want to show some of the light reddy orangey sky showing through there. There are other trees on this side to balance the main tree. So I'll just dab those in. And there's some harder background shrubs in the mix here. The hairs on the brush split, and just touch them in the water and bring them together again on the palette. Right, okay. I'll just flick in some just to show something going on in there. Right, bit of green. I'm going to use a variety of greens along there, but I'm using the ultramarine and light yellow. Varying the mix as it comes down to the bank here. Now the paper is just starting to dry now. I like to leave some bits of unpainted paper . Now the bank sort of sweeps around here, and I'm not going to dry brush that, but it needs to be really flat to do that. And there's some. I'll put reflections in later, but here we've got. that's the bank coming across there. So we'll just have some grasses sticking up. I'll rigger those as and when. You can do that with the corner of a card if you wish. Right, a bit of shadow for the bank now. I'm leaving out as far as I can the Payne's grey and burnt umber. I'm just using the mainly the primers. When I say primers, I mean 2 yellows, 2 reds and a blue. So this is the bank going in. Try and keep my horizon on the level. What I try to do is to keep everything soft. No hard edges. No, that's a hard edge there. Because the paper's drying and the horizon's going uphill. So well, it doesn't matter. It just show that that bank is going away from us. Yeah, okay. No, I should get that straight. Right. As that's drying, I will texture that. So here we'll, on that bank, we'll put in some bits of dark. Not a lot, just a bit of interest. I'll just touch in some nearer stuff over where it's bled into the bank. I'll just cover that up a little bit. Oh, that's right. Right, now we'll go in with the trees. So for that, they're sort of a grey colour, warmish grey. So ultramarine, light red, bit of raw sienna. Let's see what sort of colour we end up with. There, that'll be alright. So they're coming out from here, so there's a big one coming up here. You won't see many twigs and branches other than what I'm going to put in at the top, because the canopy of this tree, these willows, is on the top rather than halfway up. Right, just darken on one side. One coming out the back. Darken the edge away from the light. one coming up here, a lighter one. Oh, doesn't look very light, does it? We're up there, darken. It's quite thick all the way up. We're only showing a bit of this tree, and there's one in there that comes out there. More dark. I think it comes out from the other side, but we'll put it right behind that one. All this with the edge of the hake. Another one in here, crossing behind. And that's quite lighter, so okay. There's just a few more darks on this here. Right, we'll have a grass is sticking up. I don't know if it'll ruin it, but if I can just scrape out a bit of the light on the edge of that. Give a bit of texture here. Put that dark back on that bit, on that trunk there. Not quite. Anyway. Now with the rigger, I'm going to, with me fine things, fine bristles, I'll just show some spindly stuff coming out of all this. I'll texture some bits and pieces. There are some other leaves in the shrub, bit of a undergrowth here, so I'll add that. I'll add that now. I'll just lift out some of, show the some light. Leaves. I'll put some darker ones over there. Right. Back to the rigger. So we've got some of this coming down from above. Right. Supposed to be that trunk coming up across behind them, isn't it? Always a temptation to do far more than you need to do. Really, you just need a suggestion. Then your imagination will tell you that there's a lot of stuff above there. Just get some grasses sticking up here. Right, with the hake, I'm going to dry it on the cloth. Break up the bristles like that, and then dab it in the damp mix, and then just I'm just indicating the foliage now. Bits of stuff in this undergrowth here. Push the brush, stab with it. Got to make sure all this is very, very dry before I put the reflections in. Bit of palette grey in the middle. Right, I'll let that dry off a bit before I hit it with the hairdryer. I'll put a couple of figures on the far bank, walking along the edge. It'll give a bit of scale to it. Not very deep, not dark enough. Might be just a little hard. Right, it's okay, I'll give that a dry now. Need to put in some stronger trees over there because it's not balanced. It looks a bit one-sided, so we'll rectify that. We'll just put in some scrubby trees up here. I'll just put a bit of orange on there, just to show I'm catching the last of the daylight. better. Very delicate with just the edge, the corner of the brush, or just the back of the corner. Right, okay, that's a bit better. Now, very clean water, or no paint on your brush. Gently just wet the paper without disturbing what's underneath it. Right, a bit of yellow all along there. Now the grey colour for the bank. There's not a lot of that you'll see from the background in the reflections, they're too far away. But just see a bit of these. I'm just showing the reflections of the bank. Right, okay, so let's just drag them down there a little bit. Alright, to clean the brush. Put the little figures in there. Try to get them underneath. Not registering because the paint is too wet, so just not trying to show them all. I'm just well, I couldn't anyway. Right, so I'll put a signature on it. Put it in a mount. Oh, let's put one there. Right, okay. Let's see what that looks like. Clip it in the mount. Flip it so much as just put it in the mount. Oh, there we are. Mitcham Common, different time of the day. Let's show you a close-up of what I've done. A couple of figures, very simply stated. Leave something for the viewer's imagination. Create an air of mystery, something going on, but not definitely stated. Right, okay, thanks for watching.